for the 12 stones. I'm back.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom, family. Shabbat Shalom. It's your boy Shai Ruwak. And I got my brothers with me.
It's your brother Zakar.
So Jazari.
All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High, family. Hey, it's a beautiful day to be back. Teaching on the Lord's Holy Shabbat, man. All praise to the Most High. Brother Lael, Shalom King, Shalom young brother. All praise to the Most High. Why does this? All right. Not gonna let that bother me. Hey, Shalom, Sister Cheyenne. All praise to the Most High. Good to see you, sister. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So, as y'all can see by the title today, we're gonna have more of a conversational lesson today. More than anything, not gonna be too much of a breakdown. Right. We're gonna get more to the spirit of this channel. What I want for it is Hebrew ethics, right? Teaching our people Torah and how to level up by using the Torah, right? So today's gonna be more conversational. I'm gonna ask for y'all to be active in the chat today, be asking questions, seeing where brothers and sisters at, any questions, things like that. Give my testimony. I'll let my brothers here if they want to give their testimony as well. We're gonna talk about credit today. We're gonna talk about credit. So hey, Shalom, Sister Cherish. All praise to the Most High. Good to see you, sister. All praises. Y'all know the deal. Like the video, share to your social media platforms, get the word, push the word so that we can stimulate the algorithm, hopefully, to get this all the way to the four corners of the earth. Right? All praise to the Most High. So it's good to see all the family here. Good to see y'all, right? So as y'all know how we do, we're gonna start off with a song selection, and then we're gonna get to it. So this is a song by my brother, No Name Servant. I personally mess with No Name Servant heavily and tough. I really mess with his music. He was one of the first brothers I heard of when I first came into the truth music-wise. It was him and Anavio the Servant. But I think, if I'm not even mistaken, No Name Servant was the first Hebrew Israelite artist I was put on to when I came into the truth. When I was congregating with a couple of people that live here in my city, this is who they put me on. So I've been on No Name since 2020. All praise to the Most High. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. This song is called One and Only, off of his No More Idols EP. You can find it on all streaming platforms. First and foremost, let me get my fair use, right? All praises, right? And we gonna get it cracking, right? Here we go. This is One and Only by No Name Servant.
Yeah. Yeah. If you say you love me and you for me, gotta show me. Brothers say they soldiers for some money for a rollie. Please don't hit my phone, don't wanna sin, I'm trying to be holy. Chasing all my dreams, I'm just trying to make a kingdom. Chopper boy, he risk it all for nothing, better pipe down. Like right now, hit that lip for what, he got the mics down. You the one and only, I'll give you everything. One and only, I'll give you everything. I'm feeling low, but I'm feeling good. The black man so misunderstood. I'm signing yeah, I don't want to label, so don't hit my phone, cause I'm good on should. Drop top riding in the Maybach. All that sinning for sure, gotta pay that. Crossing the brother for sure, I don't play that. Why you so serious? Cause I'm just laid back. I've been going through them trials and won't break me down. I put my faith up in the Father, he gon' hold me down. I'm forsaking all my ways cause I want that crown. Eternal life is on the way, what you talking about? Walking in the spirit, I've been trying to dump my feelings. In the city, it's so wicked, so much killing. Balling in your sin and talk, balling in your sin and talking practice, but they drilling. If you say you love me and you for me, gotta show me. Brothers say they soldiers for some money for a rollie. Please don't hit my phone, don't wanna sin, I'm trying to be holy. Chasing all my dreams, I'm just trying to make a kingdom. Chopper boy, he risk it all for nothing, better pipe down. Like right now, hit that lip for what, he got the mics now. You the one and only, I'll give you everything. One and only, I'll give you everything. In the scripts and in the mix. Beefing for what? You is my brother, I don't diss. I be ducking all the lilas cause you cannot touch my lips. I'ma follow y'all even if it made no sense. Militant and we booted up so we stepping hard for the most high. I said I pray riding through the night. You ain't guaranteed to see another night. I'ma say go be a man, I had to pull up my pants. Wasn't making wise decisions, I was chasing them bands. I'm just trying to shine that light, hoping that you understand. Ain't ignoring you, I'm up in the studio, trying to focus on this plan. Focus on the plan, I've been focused on the plan. Gotta have solid brothers around you. Not a yes man. If you say you love me and you for me, gotta show me. Brothers say they soldiers for some money for a rollie. Please don't hit my phone, don't wanna sin, I'm trying to be holy. Chasing all my dreams, I'm just trying to make the kingdom. Chopper boy, he risk it all for nothing, better pipe down like right now. Hit that lip for what, he got the mic now. You the one and only, I'll be, I'll give you everything. One and only, I'll be, I'll give you everything.
All praises. I really missed that track. I missed that track, and he got that. He's from Detroit. If you can't notice, right? He got that Detroit flow, and I mess with Detroit rappers. Me personally, I like the flow in there. You know, overall, the track is fire. A lot of bars in there. A lot of bars. Some heavy hitters, bro. I'm gonna follow y'all, even if it don't make no sense. Even if it don't make sense, I'm gonna follow him. Period. Point blank. Right. I listen to that song regularly. All praise to the Most High, man. All praise to the Most High. So yeah. And I like his beat selection too. He actually just dropped. Actually, I'm gonna play one more song. We're gonna get into it. Like I said, today gonna be a little less formal than what we usually do. I'm gonna play one more song, right? I'm gonna play one more song. And we'll get into it. He just dropped this song. It's on his new John, right? No name served. All right, we're gonna listen to this last one. We're gonna get to it, right? This only a minute and 52 seconds. So we're gonna listen to this one, and we're gonna get to what today is about. Here we go. Shaquad, what up, Bob?
Shalom, Mark.
Kanye audio good. Shalom, King. Shabbat Shalom. Yeah, this is on his new. We gonna kind of do a little music review / listen today. All praises. But yeah, this Make Some Shake. What is this album called? Hold on. Still No Name Servant. Make Some Shake on. Album is called No More Idols 2. No More Idols 2. Here we go.
All praise to the Most High. If it's okay, you know the vibe. Hey, yeah. Ducking the prison, I'm ducking the content, I'm ducking the Jace. Hey. My baby here, we talking about God, I done moved to the A. Mama, she called me, she needed some pay. Lord, please forgive me for all my mistakes. Yeah, I had faith, had to make some shake. Yeah, I had faith, I would go risk take. I had to slow down, I'm in the booth now. Ace been missing, I'm venting. Dante, he told me to watch who I'm around. He told me some people pretending. All the choices I made, now I won't take it back. Cause I know it was a lesson. What you show God, gotta put in that work. Trust me, you gon' see a blessing. Push a piece in my neighborhood and through the city. Cause we need protection. Getting that word, I'm learning my lesson. Got my heart broken, I'm learning my lesson. Used to go break a heart, they learn their lesson. Turning to go when the Lord get the testing. Sometimes I wanna be alone. Pray to God, I'm on the phone. Show me the way that is right. Cause I've been tired of wrong. Baby girl, how you want me to cuff you? You follow thoughts, how you want me to love you? Everyone touch you. Telling my sister that she was a queen. Fine, I'm grinding like I'm on a ring. Hey, gotta be up, gotta get it. If you down with the Lord, see a blessing. If you walking with the Lord, see if you walking with the Lord, you protect. Up late, I've been planning a way to get out of this 9 to 5. Show you love you, my brother, we down the ride. Finna follow the life in the war like Christ. Ready for war like I'm David. Selling my soul to no Satan. Now we sleep, but we breaking the maze. Ain't catching those east, but I rock with the Haitian. Telling the truth, I don't care if they hate it. Telling the truth, I don't care if they hate it. Applying the pressure, ain't no getting loose. Reap what you show, ain't no way we gon' lose. Ducking the prison, I'm ducking the content, I'm ducking the Jace. Ay, my baby here, we talking about God, I done moved to the A. Mama, she called me, she needed some pay. Lord, please forgive me for all my mistakes. Yeah, I had faith, had to make some shake. Yeah, I had faith, I would go risk take.
Y'all missed that track? Tough. What y'all think, brothers? What y'all think of that track?
Kanye, he got flows. He got a flow to him, like you said, the Detroit flow.
The Detroit flow, yeah.
Yeah, that's fire. Like the sister said, man, that violin. Nice.
That's what that violin on the I'm telling you, bro, got some no name. Like I said, I've been on no name since about 2020. And that brother been tough since. Like, don't trip, family. I know your brother again. These music reviews, they're gonna come sooner than later. Right? I've been working. I have been working, and I've been working so that I can get to a point where hopefully I can pull a lump sum out, get a bank loan, a business loan, so that I can fully invest into the work of the Most High. Right? That's what I've been working on. Right? Which segues us into today's lesson. Credit is a necessity. Right? Credit is a necessity, spiritually and carnally. You know what I'm saying? My brother Shaquat, I'm sure he's gonna let me back off me plenty today. This brother has a lot of financial literacy. So without further ado, right? When we think about credit, brothers, let's start here, right? This for the chat too. When we think about credit, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when we think about credit? Like I said, I want this to be a little less formal today. I want to really engage and interact. I want to really build on this topic because credit is very, 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 very important. So whoever wants to go first, when we think about credit, what is the first thing that comes to your
mind? So when it comes to credit, first thing that comes to mind is it somebody else getting credit or is it me getting credit?
Just in general, when you think about credit, what do you think? Just it don't have to be anything specific. When you think about credit, what do you think about? Credit, that could be credit in the streets, that could be credit in whatever. When you think about credit, what comes to mind?
A leg up.
Okay, a leg up. That's good. Sister Leah said jobs, businesses, and etc. Oh, so I could go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, like credit is like first thing that would normally come to my mind is something that I could like kind of like a how they say like in the streets like a front, like I could get fronted something, you know.
Yep.
That's probably the first thing that would come. Oh yeah, you got credit, you know. So like yeah, so you get fronted.
You got credit in the street, so I know you're good for it, right? Credit.
But yeah, there you go. I know you good for it. Yep.
That's good. Anybody else? Zara, you want to add anything you got?
I mean, you say credit. I think of financial standings. You know, financial status and things of this nature.
Financial status, okay. Finances. So we got finances. We got street credit, right? Shalom, Quaranat, Shalom King. The sister Aaliyah, she said jobs, businesses, etc. Right? You gotta have certain credit score to be able to start up a business, right? To give anybody jobs, etc. Right? So these are all good things, right? So the first thing I want to start off with is let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, and let's read verse 1. Right? This is something I don't see that's taught much in the Israelite community. There's a couple brothers like the brother Abaya. Big ups to the brother Abaya if he sees this video. The brother's teaching financial literacy classes. He's an Israelite, taking and sacrificing his time to teach us these things. But majority of Israel, they gatekeep information, especially when it comes to finances. You got certain brothers who don't work anymore, but they're not giving a sauce on how to get all Israelites on that level so that we all, now, some Israelites are not going to want the information or what's the word I'm looking for? They don't want the information or they're not going to take the time out of their day to go learn about it, right? But a lot of times what I'm seeing in the nation right now is brothers is charging $500 a month to get that kind of information, which is asinine to me. And I'm going to call a spade a spade. That is asinine. You're charging Israelites $500 to $1,000 a month. Another Israelite is charging $500 to $1,000 a month to learn how to break out of the system. It's crazy work, right? Now let's go. Let me share my screen so like you. Proverbs chapter 1, and let's start at verse 1. Whoever got it, and we're gonna read down to verse 3.
Con, this is Proverbs. Oh, go ahead. Quiet. You got it, King.
No. Go ahead. No, you got it. I didn't even know my joint was muted.
Con, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel,
Mhm.
to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding,
Uh-huh.
to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity.
And equity. That's the point I want, right? To receive the instruction, right? Meaning there should be instructions being given on wisdom, which most Israelites are good with this. They know how to break down the law. They know how to teach the law. They know how to break down the prophecies, wisdom, justice. They know again, going back to the Torah and the judgments, we get a lot of that. But this right here is what isn't being taught. Equity. Right now, let's get the definition of equity. Let's get the definition of equity, right? Now, I want you, whichever brother, right? I want y'all to read this second definition right here, right? Equity.
And this is the definition of equity, the second definition. The value of the shares issued by a company.
Mm-hmm.
The first bullet point. Equity, stocks and shares that carry no fixed interest.
And read this one, last one.
Number 3, the value. The value of a mortgaged property after deduction of charges against it.
Right. So one of the definitions is of course justice, but another one is dealing with finances. Right? Value, worth, valuation, ownership, rights, proprietorship. Right? The value of things. Right? And something that we don't teach is very valuable is credit. Credit is very, very, very valuable. Right? So before we get into the financial side, we're going to get a little bit of the spiritual side, right? Because you got to have good credit with the Most High to get into the kingdom. Y'all understand that, right? You got to have good credit, right? What goes on your credit report? Can a brother tell me what goes on your credit report? What gets reported to credit bureaus?
Late payments, like chargebacks, a number of open accounts. What else off the top of my head? Derogatory remarks.
Derogatory remarks.
Go ahead,
I love it. Brothers keep cooking. Go ahead, Shakur.
In a way they track to see what you're interested in as far as hits on your credit, like when you go to buy a vehicle and things like that. You know what I mean? Like they look at it and get a general census of what people like to purchase or try to go for, home loans and things like that. To be like, okay, I see what area you're trying to look in and things like that.
Bingo. So it's information, right? Information, good and bad. So you have positive impact of you have accounts that positively impact your credit, and you have accounts that negatively impact your credit, right? So for example, if I go and I get a car, right? I go and I get a car off the lot, I go get a used car, right? For example, I get a used car, I go to a credit dealership, a car dealership that is known as a credit building. Salakia. As a credit building dealership, right? When I can get a used car, they're not going to give me a super crazy car note monthly. I can pay it, and they're going to report directly to my credit bureau, and that's going to help build my credit, right? That's what I did with my Hyundai Sonata. I went and got one. I've been paying on time for 3 years straight, right? And now my credit is incredible. We're going to get there later, right? And just to show you how important this is to some of the turn of events that happen later on, right? But nevertheless, in a spiritual sense, right? Your credit report is your works, good and bad. Some of them what? Positively impact you, and some of them negatively impact you, right? And they all go in a book. The same way Esau keeps records of your credit report, the same way the Most High keeps a credit report. Right, let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 10.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad.
See that? And those are your negative and your positive impact accounts on your credit report, your spiritual credit report with the Most High. It's going to be good things and it's bad things. And you're going to be judged according to that. And you're going to receive a certain reward based on your credit report, right? The same way in the world. When you try to go and buy a house, they say, go ahead and fill out this application so we can do a pull on your credit report. I want to see what it looked like. I want to see what your credit history is. I want to see your history of works. I want to see that before I approve you for this house. I want to see what your credit score is. I want to see if you're in good standing in order for me to give you this loan on this house. Right? That's the same way the Most High is looking at us. Hey, let me look. When you go before the Most High, what's going to be opened up when we get judged by the Most High? What is the Most High going to open up when we stand before him?
Oh, the book.
Our records, our account.
The book. Bingo. And that's called, let's get there. Revelation 20. The Most High is going to open up that credit report, bro. He going to look and he going to weigh it out and see, hopefully you got more positive impact accounts than negative impact accounts. It's balanced. Let's go to Revelation 20 and let's read verse 12.
Con, it's the book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works.
According to their works. That's the same way, right? In a carnal sense, those accounts are just your works, the things that you have been working on, whether it be a car note, whether it be if you got a self account, whether that's a loan that you're paying back, whether that's a house mortgage, whatever the case may be, those are your works. So the same way in the world that they keep an account of all of your works, it's the same way the Most High keeps an account of all of our works, right? And there's a reward, whether that be good or bad. It's dependent upon you. You're going to get a reward according to your works. So let's go to Matthew 16 and 27.
Can I get a precept real quick, King?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 12, and I guess I'll start at 13.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Exactly, right? So to the Sister Aaliyah's point, right? So in essence, to build credit, you need discipline, like faith without work, with works. Correct. These are righteousness and sin. The negative impact and reports are your sins, and your positive impact and reports is your righteousness and the works of your righteousness, right? Now let's get Matthew 16 and 27 just to add to that point. Matthew 16 and 27.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 16 and verse 27. For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works.
See that? So again, just let me back in off that last precept, right? Everybody got a report, a spiritual credit report, and you're going to be rewarded according to what is on that report. So what we want to do is we want to have more positive impacting reports on our account, and we want to have the negative impacting reports expunged. We don't want them on there. We want them removed. This is called credit repair, right? And raise your hand if you ever had to get credit repair done. You had negative impacting accounts on your credit report, and you had to go to a financial advisor or a credit specialist, and they had to clean up your credit report and remove negative impacting accounts. Drop a 7 in the chat if you had to do that before. Nobody? Con, that's cool. So Her aunt, so Aaliyah's aunt had to do this, right? So that's what we want to get to, right? In a spiritual sense, we want to get all of our negative reports taken off of our credit account, whether that be a high usage credit card, whether that be a old student loan, right, that you haven't paid back yet, or you just want to be expunged off of your credit report, etc. Right? It's the same way we want to be with the Most High. And how do we do that? We do that by having more righteous works. We do things like alms deeds, right, that melt away sins. We honor our mother and our father, right, which gets rid of sins. We try to convert new people to come back into the law, statutes, and commandments and the truth of their heritage. You understand? That is another way to get negative reports off of your spiritual credit report, right? Negative impact in accounts. So now, when we're dealing with real credit and carnal credit, right? I'll give my testimony, right? Again, that's what this platform more so is dedicated to: uplifting and building the nation, building the community, giving tools. Everything that I learned in this life, I give it back to y'all. Anything, whether it be little. I'm not a credit specialist or a credit expert at all. Not a credit specialist. I'm not a credit expert at all. I know a little bit here and there, right? And that's what I want to get back to y'all today, right? Brother Vic said his uncle had to do that. A lot of our people have to do that because we are not taught what credit is or how to build good credit. And a lot of us be broke, right? This is a part of the curses. And a lot of times when you broke, you have to go get loans. You don't have any money. So you're trying to get advances, like the brother Zakar said earlier, which is why credit is important. Though I need to see that you are good on paying that back. That's essentially what credit is. Esau gives you something. He gives you a certain amount of money. And then over time, you pay that back on time, month to month. And what that does is build trust. And as you're building that trust, it increases your credit score over time. Right? For example, you get a student loan. You're in school for 4 years. You're getting your bachelor's degree in sociology. You have to pull out a $15,000, $20,000 student loan, right? You go to the financial advisor's office. You say, hey, I need a $20,000 loan to pay the rest of my tuition so that I can graduate on time. So I'm in good financial status by the time I graduate. So they say, okay, well, let's see, how much can you pay a month? Okay, well, I can pay $100 a month to pay off the student loan, and I'll have that done in 3 years. Right? How long is 3 years? 36 months? 12, 24, 36? That's 3 years. Great God, 3 years. So 3 years to pay this off. And if you make those payments every single month on time, that $100 on the 15th of the month, every single month for that 3 years until you finish it, by the end of that, right? Because student loans and credit cards, things like that, those things have high impacts on your credit report. And then by the end of that, you're sitting at an 800 or 825 credit score. And now you can go walk in any bank and be like, hey, I need $250,000 loan. They're going to pull that credit report. Damn, you got 825? Yeah, here you go. So credit is important because that's what America runs on, right? Why am I doing all this yapping? America runs off credit. America is running off credit with every country it owes. America is trillions of dollars in debt. But guess what? America got good credit. I can pay it back. I'll just print off X amount of dollars, or I'll send out export X amount of products to your country, and I'm gonna pay that credit back. Everything runs off credit. All of your billionaires, Donald Trump, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, all of these guys, they're not paying in currency, money. They're not dropping $500,000 on whatever. No, these brothers got 850 credit scores, and they're like, hey, I need this loan so I can open up this business, and here's my business plan. By the end of 2 years, it's supposed to make $2.5 billion. The loan is $1 million. I'll have it paid back in 2 years. That's how this world works. That's how it works. Is run off credit. You can't buy a house with I take that back. You may be able to buy a house, maybe, with the 550 credit score. But guess what? Your interest rate is going to be 75%. So you put down, say you're trying to buy a $300,000 house, you put $3,000 down, and y'all stop me if this is sounding like word jargon. Y'all don't understand, right? But nevertheless, you put $3,000 down, 10% on a house. Salaki, hey, Shaquat, can you talk for me, King? Salaki, give me 1 second.
Con. How many of y'all ever noticed that when you're trying to get something like on a loan or whatever, uh and you do get that loan, but you put down I don't know, depending on what you're working with, like 10,000, right? 10,000 down on a house. But your credit is jacked up. You're like, dang, yo, why so much interest? The interest rate be high as crazy. You know what I mean? Like you barely hitting the principal because you so busy, paying on that interest. It's just a way for them to be like, all right, well, from our records is showing that we can't really trust you with so much money because we don't think we're gonna get it back the way we like to. So we'll trust you enough to give you a loan, but we're gonna hit you harder on the loan because you haven't been so good with it. We're gonna give you a higher interest rate. But for those that are better with credit that we can see in our system, we're not gonna hit them so hard with a higher interest percentage rate because y'all, those people have been really good to us with with the payback. So that's how that goes on that point. It kind of sucks, but as a business or whatever, you can kind of see that side of you. Like you don't really just want to trust everybody with a high loan with a small interest rate. It don't really work that way.
That's a fact, family. So the reason I want to do this lesson, right, is because you can't break out of this matrix we call America, and a lot of Israelites' problems that we have is financial. Just keep it above. If you talk to 97% of Israelites and you ask them, well, what's wrong? What's going on in your life? Well, I don't have no money. I'm broke. That's everybody's problem. There's not enough money. That's because we looking at money wrong. We need to be building credit. Credit is what's important. That monetary currency is going away, right? That's why you see a surge in Bitcoin, all of these electronic, what do they call EFTs, right? Digital currency, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, things like that. That's what's taking over now. And the old way, because money doesn't have any monetary value now anyway. Once we stop, what was it called? Let me look it up. Let me be exact and concise. When money was backed by gold. The gold standard, right? We know we haven't been under the gold standard since, let's see, when did the gold standard end?
And on top of that, we going back to bullion, is going to be like the source to use as far as the bartering system, because when all goes away, there's nothing new under the sun. We're gonna go back to that, using gold and silver and things like that. Like the Book of Eli. If anybody never seen that, the Book of Eli is a good way to look at that. Because how Eli, who the character was played by Denzel Washington, if you see how he had to pay for the things that he needed, he was using gloves, shoes. He sold what he had. There was no money. It was like if you had money, then you were considered very rich because money was done away with. So he used different objects and different things, items, in order to barter and trade, things like that.
Yeah, that's a fact. So thank you for correcting me. It's an NFT, right? Digital money, digital currency, right? That's where the world is going, right? But ultimately, like, if all Israelites had 800 credit scores, we all could go to the bank and ask for $250,000 a piece. Imagine 4 people, right? Imagine just 4 Israelites. We all got 725s and up credit score, right? And we all go to the bank and we all get approved for $250,000 as a business loan. And 4 people get $250,000. After 4 people get $250,000, how much money is that in total, brothers?
It's a meal.
A meal. Imagine what 4 black people can do with $1 million. 4 Israelites. Let me say not 4 black people because niggas stupid. 4 Israelites put a meal together. We got good credit, so we can go ask for $250,000. The bank gonna approve us for $250,000, and we going on a business. And then we build that business and then we hire other Israelites. Who does that sound like, brothers? Who does that? What
Esau.
nation of people does that? Esau.
Esau, okay.
Esau does this, right? Esau are the people who have been doing this for the past 400 years. They've been doing this.
And then they pass it on to their kids, and that's how they build generational wealth.
Bingo. Thank you, Azar. And then they build generational wealth. But it all started with what, brothers? What did it start with? What did they have to build that generational wealth?
Credit.
Good credit. They had to have good credit before they could go to the bank and say, hey, let me get this much money. So again, right? Not too many. I'll say this. It didn't start till later that white folks started getting hundreds of thousands of dollars. And after those businesses had already grew and were worth billions of dollars, that they was passing out $400,000 down to their kids, like Donald Trump. He got what, $1 billion cash influx from his daddy to start his real estate business in New York. That was later on, though. So with that being said, what is the Shire saying? We got to start working on that credit, right? So I didn't understand this. You know what? I didn't realize the reason I had to do this lesson, right, is because I just went and I got my wife a car. Her car broke down. It's been broke for the past 4 years. It's been hanging on by the hairs of its chinny chin chin. And it's dead now, right? My credit score my credit score last year was a 585. Okay. To people who don't know, that's terrible. A 585 is absolutely asinine. You're not getting shit with a 585 credit score. It's not happening. You're not getting no loans. A car dealership is going to charge you out the ass, interest rate wise. You're going to have a crazy down payment on not down payment, but car note, etc. Right? Now my credit's at a 792. This is a year. So with that being said, when I walked into the car dealership and I'm like, hey, I need another car, right? I need an SUV. I needed to be under X amount of dollars that I asked him for, which at first he was trying to overcharge me, right? That's another thing. I had to put a lesson together about playing hardball with car dealerships, because car dealerships, they always overcharge you, family. If y'all don't remember anything I say, if you go to a car dealership looking for a car, the first price is not the final price, ever, never. They will always be able to talk that price down when you go to a car dealership trying to get a car. Never settle, right? I got my car note dropped down $200 by the time I left. That's all. But the reason that they were able to do that is because of my credit score. My credit score is good. So they was like, okay, I don't have that much credit history, right? But I have a good credit score. So it was like, you know what? I can trust this guy. That's what the banks are saying when they are getting these requests for a certain loan, because that's what the car dealers do. I didn't put any money down on my car. The new car I just got. No money down. So what the car dealership, the car salesman does is he calls the bank, whatever bank he can get a loan from. He says, hey, can y'all lend us this money? This is his credit score, X, Y, and Z. He's good for, he don't have that much credit history, but look at his credit score. He's shown he can pay on time, so let's do it. Like the sister said, you got to bargain like an Indian. And it ain't even no bargain, right? It's, you go in, hey, this is the price I'm looking for. If you can't deal with it, I'll go ahead and walk out. Because the car salesman, once you walk into the door, their time clock starts. Every time you go to a car dealership and you're looking for a car, their objective and goal is to make sure you walk out of that car dealership with a car. That's the whole goal, or else they get in trouble. They have quotas they got to meet. That's why at the end of the year is really the best time to go look for a car, because they got to meet all these final quotas for the company, whatever the case may be, by the end of the year. So you got to be good at persuasion and talking. But nevertheless, I wouldn't have been able to get a good monthly rate on my car note if I didn't have good credit. And now what I'm looking to do, like I said earlier, now I want to have my credit in the 800s before I go ask for a super big bank loan, so that I can invest completely into the ministry. Like, I got some big plans I want to do. Like, as y'all can see, I've been doing little things just in StreamYard, like just tiny little things here and there. But the stuff I got in my family is going down. It's going down. But nevertheless, right? So I got this YouTube video. right? Real simple, 11 minutes long on credit. Kind of going through some of the basics, right? And the benefits of having a good credit score. And it's got some really, really, really good information, right? So let me share my screen and I'm gonna be quiet. There we go.
Good credit is essential to modern life, and here's why.
And bear with the brother's monotone voice. Just bear with him. He ain't got no music in the back. It's mad monotone. So we gotta be adults right here, family, and just deal with it. Just take notes on the information that he gonna give in this video. Very, very, very important information. Oh, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Let me get my fair use. Thank y'all. Salaki. All right. Here we go.
Credit. Everybody has it, but not everybody knows what it means. And that's kind of worrying because your credit score is more than just a number on a screen. It has a big impact on your life, shaping options available to you and the amount you have to spend to access them. So first things first, what is credit? In essence, credit is a record of your financial health. It's a collection of all the decisions you've made in the past, measured against an average for the nation, which gives you a score or a rating. How is your credit calculated? Lots of different things go into your credit score, like how much you owe, what products you've had, like credit cards, and whether you pay them off on time. While there are a lot of credit score models around, one of the most commonly used is the FICO model. This model provides you with the score between 300 and 850, with 850 being the highest. A score of 800 plus is considered exceptional, while 740 to 800 is very good, and while 670 to 740 is good, and 579 is poor. There's also Vantage Score, which is another big method of credit scoring. It similarly rates people from 501 to 990. In the US, over 61% of people have a fair Vantage score or better. That means a few debts, but largely financially healthy and making good decisions. So that's some good news. But it begs the question, what does credit really do for you? Well, in this video, we're going to take a look. We'll be exploring 7 big benefits of having good credit before we take a deep dive into an example of the power of credit in action. Let's get started. You're more likely to get your loan application approved. That's number 1. Unfortunately, nobody has a right to borrow money, and that's why you have to apply to take out a financial product like a loan or a mortgage. Banks choose whether or not to lend to you based on a number of factors, including your credit score. And not being able to get loans could affect your business, your health. When you have bad credit, there's a greater chance that your loan application won't be accepted because lenders will consider you to be a risky borrower. And when you have good credit, the reverse is true. You'll likely be approved without many issues. As you can see, a good score is important to even gaining access to financial products. When you're without it, you can't even get your foot in the door, and you won't get a good, clear.
Salaki, y'all see why that's important? You can't have access to capital unless you got good credit. Anything real, that is. So it's very important, again, for you to have good credit so you can have access to. We want a piece of the pie, right? That's what we always talking about. We want a piece of Esau's pie, right? We want some of the bread that he got. Well, the reason they have access to so much capital is because they are trusted financially. Why? Because of their credit. Right? I digress.
Deal either, as we'll see in our second point. Number 2, you'll get a better deal from lenders. Having good credit makes you an attractive customer for lenders. They want you to use their products, so they'll try to entice you with the best deal. That can often mean a better interest rate on things like credit cards. But what does a few percentage point matter? It can represent a huge savings for you over time. Think about it like this. Taking out a 30-year fixed mortgage of $250,000 at a 5.5 interest rate will end up costing you $511,000 and another 10 added. But if you can get it the same deal with a 4.5 interest rate, just 1 point lower, you'll only pay $456,017. That's a difference of $54,993 across 30 years, all from 1 point decrease in the interest rate. But it's not just your interest rate that will benefit. If you have good credit, you'll be able to get your high-end credit cards that come with special bonus features like vouchers and discounts at your favorite stores, longer payback periods, and an initial 0% APR. Plus, you'll also get a better deal on your insurance premiums. Insurers have worked out that people with bad credit typically file more claims, so they charge you more if you show up with a rating on the lower end of the scale. All in all,
Right, family, and this is important, right? And a lot of this probably don't make sense to some of the younger brothers and sisters because y'all don't have any cars yet, and y'all aren't required to have any auto insurance yet. But these things start to matter when you really step into adulthood, and you need things like house insurance if you ever want to be a homeowner. If you when you get a car, because a car is a necessity in American society, you need a car unless you live in somewhere like Chicago or New York where public transportation is probably better than having your own transportation. But nevertheless, if you live anywhere else outside of huge cities like that where public transportation is big, you're gonna need a vehicle and you're gonna need car insurance. And the car insurance companies look at your credit report to see whether or not they're gonna charge you out the ass or whether they're gonna actually give you what the insurance is actually worth. So this stuff is very, very, very important. Your credit is very important, not just to getting big loans, but also things like this. Getting a good price on insurance. We already broke as a people. We don't want to be getting charged out the ass for things that we damn near can't pay for already. So in order to escape those things, you got to have good credit, right? Let's keep going.
it's pretty clear. Having good credit means you pay less and you get a lot more. And that takes us on to our next point. Number 3, you'll be able to borrow more. As we've seen already, banks and financial organizations make decisions based on your credit score and some other factors too. Having good credit shows you're good at managing your money, which makes you more trustworthy in the eyes of a lender. That's why higher credit ratings often mean you can apply to borrow a larger amount. This applies to loans, lines of credit, credit cards. Number 4, it's easier to rent or buy your home. You might think your score has no impact on where you live. Well, you'd be wrong. Good credit makes it much easier to rent housing, as more and more landlords are carrying out credit checks. If you have a damaged score, it can limit your chances of getting an apartment, especially.
Now imagine that, family. We all need a house too, right? Don't we all need housing? We need housing, we need transportation, right? And we need insurance. Now, a lot of these newer apartment complexes are requiring credit checks, and some of them are requiring you to make 3 times the rent per month. But one of those things goes into your credit, whether they're going to even approve you to get an apartment. Now, imagine there's only one apartment complex that has available housing and available rooms for you to rent out, and you got terrible credit and they reject you because of your credit score. You see how important this stuff is now? It don't start making sense to you in these situations, right? Where you're looking to get, like me, I'm looking to get a home. I'm glad Donald Trump got in office because he's promising to lower the interest rates on houses, and I'm hoping he does this within the next year. Damn, unless Biden blows us up within the next few months before he get out of there, But nevertheless, Donald Trump gets in there and he lowers the interest rates on housing. I'm looking to get a house. I'm looking to get locked in. right? That way I can start getting myself prepared and locked in for the end times. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, right, all these things matter when you become an adult, like when you really grown woman and grown man, these things start to matter. Your credit starts to become very, very, very important. Very, very important.
Especially if your bad score comes from an outstanding rental balance. Having good credit in your back pocket saves you the hassle of looking for a landlord who will accept renters with a lower rating. And it could also mean you save money on your initial security deposit. Oh, yeah. Of course, it's the same story when it comes to taking out a mortgage. Having a strong credit rating is seen positively by the bank, so you're much more likely to get a mortgage and take your first step on your housing ladder, or even your third. Number 5, avoid paying security deposits on utilities. Who does that? Water, gas, electricity. These things are kind of important. But if you sign up to get a new utilities contract with a bad credit rating, they'll make you pay a large deposit to establish service. Again, that's because bad credit is a sign that you might not pay them. So they want some cash up front as an assurance. With good credit, you can avoid all this entirely. That brings us to the next benefit of good credit, number 6. You'll pass employment background screening checks. They do that? In the US today, it's increasingly common for employers to run credit checks on potential new employees. In fact, one survey from the National Association of Professional Background Screeners found that 31% of employers ran credit checks on some applicants, while 16% checked the credit of all applicants. It's especially common for these checks to take place if you're applying for a role handling money. What does these checks entail? It varies. They often look into credit card debt, mortgage, car payments, student loans, your payment history on those debts and loans, including late payments. It's impossible to know your rights on this. According to federal law, your employer has to get your written approval before they do the checks, and they have to tell you if the report is used against you in the hiring process. But if you can maintain a good credit rating, you won't have to worry about this too much. And that surges neatly into our 7th final point. Number 7, you're in a strong position to negotiate. Oh yeah, we do that. Borrowers with strong credit scores will be able to be in a good position to shop around because pretty much all financial products are open to them. Lots of lenders will want you to give them your customs, and you can use this as a bargaining power. However, if you got bad credit, banks are unlikely to budge on loan terms, and you won't have any other credit offers or options at hand. So, we've explored 7 different benefits that come from having good credit. Now it's time to look at an example of credit in action. Let's say 2 identical twins go to buy a car. These 2 individuals, Jim and Joe, and identically in almost every way. They were born on the same day, have the same height, and even work at the same job and drive the same car. But Joe has always been careful to keep good credit, while Jim has not so much. Both of them decide it's time to buy a new vehicle. This is pretty expensive. The average transaction price for a car in 2019 was $37,185, according to Kelley Blue Book. To get this car, the boys need to take out a loan. Jim goes first. His credit is on the lower end of the scale, around $500. So when he asks for a full loan of $37,185, the creditors refuse him. Instead, they offer him a loan of $25,000 with an interest rate of 6%, much higher than average. When Joe takes his high credit score of 720 to the creditors, they are happy to lend him the full $37,185 with a lower interest rate of 4.7%. Not only does credit decide whether or not the boys will be able to borrow the full amount, it also changes their interest rate. And we've already seen those small numbers make a big difference. There are lots of ways your credit can shape your life, whether it's helping you rent, get a loan, avoid big deposits, or save money on interest rate over time. Good credit has a meaningful impact on the things you can do and can't do. It's pretty important to track your credit score, and if it's low, take steps to improve it. Of course, the first step is understanding how important your credit really is, which is something you've already learned in the course of this video. Thanks for listening.
Bingo, family. So as you can see, your credit impacts all aspects of your life, right? Whether that be looking for a home, house, car, renting, insurance, and dealing with people and dealing with the Most High. You gotta have good credit. Credit is a necessity, and there's no excuse to be ignorant to it. This is something that we all gotta know as adults. You should know what your credit score is. If you don't know what your credit score is, you go to Credit Karma, whatever. Just said, just so I'm clear, interest is how much you get back. So interest is how much, let's make it simple, right? Pull this up real quick.
Hey, they say if you want your real credit score, try Experian. They say Credit Karma be lying.
Yeah, so yeah, I would use Experian. So the three major credit bureaus is TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And Experian normally is the one that has your FICO score, but through Experian you can pay for like the premium one, and they show you all three of your FICOs that are being reported from each individual credit bureau.
Yeah, it's the most accurate.
Yeah, for sure. Right, so interest, right? What is interest when it comes to finance, right? Interest is a term used in finance to refer to the amount of money a lender or a financial institution, receives for lending out money. So this is the money that they're getting for lending it out. So Esau is always going to get his. So the interest is the money that you're actually paying him and not for the product. See what I'm saying? So for example, on my car is at an 8.8. I'm in the process of refinancing my first car, right? Since I just got this second. So I'm in the process of refinancing my first car. And yes, it's usury. The interest is usury, which the scriptures tell us not to do. So it's the extras on top of what the item that you're paying for is actually worth. That's what the interest is. And this is why you want to have good credit. So we know we live in America, and we know that Esau does not follow the Torah, right? It's unlawful for me to charge interest on my brother Shaquat for anything he buys from me, right? But Esau does this, right? Because he's wicked. Another reason why he has to be destroyed. But if I have good credit, right? Like at the end of the video, if I have good credit, I can negotiate how much usury he's going to do to me, because he's going to do it. But I'm now in a position where I can negotiate a lower interest rate, which is why it's important to have good credit. Otherwise, he's going to be a devil and he's going to beat you over the head with usury, because that's what he do. But if you have good credit, you can negotiate with Esau, and you be like, hey, bro, look, I'm not going up above a 3.2 APR on my car. Look at my credit score, bro. I got a 790. I'm not doing it. I'm not paying you 7%. I'll do 3.2. He'd be like, let me look at your credit history, okay? All right, Mr. Price, I see you got X, Y, Z. Your credit score is a 790. You know, that's excellent. All right, we'll do 3.2. So I'm in that position to negotiate now because I have good credit. Now, if I had a 595 and I walk into his office, I'm trying to negotiate an APR, he's gonna look at me and do just like this. No, then we can do that for you, brother. Then we ain't gonna be able to do that one because I have a terrible credit score. That makes sense? Okay, Con. Sister says she get it. All praises.
Or even worse, they'll run your credit score anyways, and then you'll have these derogatory marks on your credit now.
Doing hard pulls. Thank you, Lord. That's an
Hard
excellent point.
pulls.
Yeah, it's called
Yes,
a
sir.
hard pull. And what they'll do is they will report to because they're devils, man. You gotta understand who you're dealing with. So if you come in, it's so low down, but it's funny at the same time because as Israelites, bro, we gotta level up, bro. That's why I'm doing this right now. So hopefully, like I said, I'm not a credit expert. I'm not a credit repairer. I'm none of that. I just know a little bit, and I got enough to give back to y'all, right? For y'all, hopefully somebody else to go and do the research and go deep, right? But nevertheless, they'll do what's called a hard pull, what the brothers already just brought out, where what that does is them looking just to look at your credit report and your credit history, they'll report that to your credit bureau, and it'll show up as a negative impacting account on your credit report. And it take however long for it to come off, and it just stays there. And there's nothing you can do because it's not anything you owe. They're just being a devil. It's very wicked behavior, but nevertheless, that's why you got to be in a good position to go in the Esau office and get them. Go ahead, Azari.
Yeah, it takes a few years for it to fall off, and then
Yeah.
that's when your credit will kind of bump back up slightly. But yeah, it'll be a few years.
And that that's what's so effed up about credit too. Is it take you forever to build it and get it good? It only take one bad, and this how the Most High work, bro. Don't the Most High? Let's go to Ezekiel, right? Let's show that real quick. This it only take one bad remark to get you effed up, bro. You could be working on your credit for 15 years. You get it to that 825, and you got one bad remark on your account, and it drop you all the way back down to a damn 650.
Yeah, a fun fact for those that's probably first time getting their apartments, or even if you've been getting them before, whenever you looking for apartments, ask them and see if your rent is being reported to the credit bureau. Because if you have bad credit and you like say this is your last lifeline on getting anything, with bad credit as far as an apartment, whatever, and you get accepted into that apartment complex, you could be paying your rent and still fixing your credit at the same time. You know what I mean? If you don't build credit anywhere else, a lot of times when we move somewhere, we stay there. Like, until we come up on something else and get like a house or something better. But when you're living somewhere like an apartment complex, ask and see if your rent is going towards your credit. Because if it is, then not only that you're building your credit without even thinking about it, but if you're doing something else to build your credit, now you got two things, and then building from there and there. So that's another thing too, because credit isn't necessarily a bad thing, but if you are in a bad standing with credit, because it take like as I already said, it take a few years, it take like 7 years for anything to get off your credit, whether if you got a foreclose or anything, 7 years and it's off your credit. But if you just got something 2 years ago, whatever, and it's hard for you to build up on something else, that's a good way to do it, because you got to have somewhere to live, and that's a good way to start.
And that's another great point by this brother Shaquat, right? Everything that you buy, for the most part, needs to begin reported to your credit, right? Whether that be a phone bill, whether that be your rent, whether that be your lights, right? Your utilities in your home, anything that you paying should be going and getting reported to your credit, right? Why do I say that? There's a app called Self, right? I use this, right? We're gonna come back to this Ezekiel 18, but just for y'all, right?
I've used that app as well. It's a very helpful app to build credit with.
I'm currently using it right now, family. And why do I say this, right? So basically what Self is, right, is you sign up to pay however much a month, right? So whether that be $35, $20, etc., they have it built out. And by the end of that, you get a lump sum back, a fraction of it, of course, but you get a lump sum of what you paid on yourself, right? Which is cool. But also another amazing tool that Self offers, right, is, let me find it. Hold on, I might have to scroll down a little bit. They offer a feature on here where you can report your phone bill, utilities, and your rent or mortgage. If it's, well, your mortgage is getting reported to a credit bureau, but if you're renting, like where I rent right now, my rent doesn't get reported to any credit bureau, but it does because I use Self. Here we go. And it's $6 a month. And you sign up for this, you go to self rent reporting, and you sign up for it. I pay $6.95 a month, and it reports everything. So this everything that I'm going to pay anyway is getting reported and helping my credit. So my rent that I pay is getting reported, my electric bill is getting reported, my phone bill is getting reported, and my water bill. It's all getting reported as being paid on time every single month. And guess what? What's even colder? If you don't pay your monthly subscription on this, it doesn't negatively impact your credit. It just doesn't report it. So if you stop paying for the Self Credit Builder app, as far as this, like reporting your rent and stuff like that, it doesn't negatively impact your credit report. So this is an excellent app, especially for people who's just starting out trying to build some credit, and you having to pay stuff anyway. Most of us at least paying our phone bill ourselves. That could be getting used to build your credit. You can report that, and that goes to your credit agency and bumps up your points of your credit. You understand? So Self, right? Self Inc. I use it right now. That's what I'm using right now. And I have a loan now with them right now that I pay every month, $35 a month. Right, building my credit, and I'm, like I said, I'm reporting other things, my utilities and my rent. See that? So that's another amazing tool. But all praises to the Most High. All praises. That's what this is for, man. We got to grow as a nation. We got to grow. Some got to give. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, like we was talking about earlier, right? It only takes one bad remark on your credit to F you up, right? And that's the same way with the Most High, man. Read Ezekiel 18:24.
Khan, it's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 18 and verse 24. But when the righteous turneth away from his righteousness,
right? So you've been being righteous. You've been doing it. You've been You've been street teaching. You've been doing sit down lessons every Sabbath. You've been doing soldier class every Friday night. And then this happened. Read.
And committeth iniquity, and doeth according to all the abominations that the wicked man doeth, shall he live? All his righteousness that he have done shall not be mentioned. In his trespass that he hath trespassed, and in his sin that he hath sinned, in them shall he die.
See that? So all of that righteousness that you put in, nullified. That's why I'm telling y'all, credit is a necessity. Are y'all hearing me? Good credit is a necessity, man, on earth and in heaven. See that? Sister Cece said it's crazy. It took her 3 years for any hard inquiries to fall off her credit report. So any credit card application she was doing, it messed it up, and she couldn't qualify. That's a fact. Back in 2018, when I got out of the Army, I was Army National Guard, Tennessee Army National Guard, right? When I got back from the Army, I was supposed to be doing drill. Well, I wasn't supposed to be doing drill every weekend, right? I came back home. I was discharged. I had all my DD-214. I had all the information. I wasn't going to drill, but they were still paying me. So what they did was I ended up having a debt of $2,000 from the United States Army for something I didn't even do. But nevertheless, throughout that, it was destroying my credit, bro. That's why I had like a 550. When I actually started to really care, like when I turned like 2021, this is like 3 years after that, I turned 21 and I really started caring about my credit and stuff like that. I was cooked. I'm like, bro, what the hell? But it was because of all those negative reports, bro. Now you have certain people like credit repairs, right, that you can hire to help expedite getting some of those credit accounts knocked off, which Yatazar Iram is excellent in this. This is his field. He's excellent in this, right? I've been learning from the brother. You have certain people who can help expedite the process of removing certain accounts off of your credit report. But nevertheless, while you in the midst of that, you still stuck. You can't do nothing because your credit is effed. You're screwed. So with that being said, family, credit is a necessity. So with that, Do you brothers have anything y'all want to add? Any stories? Anything y'all want to add to it? All praises. So with that being said, family, I pray I was edified today. Oh yeah, all praise to the Most High. All praise. You know, I'm just trying to look. You know what I'm saying? The truth grew me up. I ain't gonna lie. This ain't me. This the Most High. Getting locked in and being disciplined. This ain't got nothing to do with the Shire. This got everything to do with Yahweh. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I came into the truth when I was 20 years old. 25 now. And it's only been this since coming into the truth because Hebrew ethics. I applied the Hebrew ethics to my life and it gave me increase like the Most High said he would do. Most High's not a liar. Let me get one more precept, right? Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. Let's start at verse 1 this time. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and let's start at verse 1. Let me show y'all something that the Most High said, right? The promises are for the children of Israel, right? Deuteronomy 28 is a promise. These are promises that the Most High made with us, right?
And I got a precept to add on just to build off of what you just said about your personal life, King, and pretty much all the brothers on this panel as well. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So the same way the curses apply to us in this time is the same way the blessings can apply. Read on.
Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If you listen to me, I'm gonna cause all of these blessings to overtake. You know, we always read 15. If thou shalt not hearken unto the Lord thy God, then all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Well, the Most High is a God of balance as well. He said, if you listen to me and do what I tell you to do, my son and daughter, I'm gonna elevate you. Keep reading.
Verse 3. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field.
Read on.
Blessed shall the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kin, and the flocks of thy sheep.
Read on.
Blessed shall thy basket and thy store. Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out.
Read on.
The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways.
This is what I want, verse 8, right?
Verse 8. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses.
In your businesses, whatever you want to do, loans, whatever, the Lord is going to bless that. Read on.
And in all that thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
And then the Lord give us the entire earth for our sake.
I'm
trying to tell y'all, bro, this Hebrew ethics wasn't me. The Holy Spirit gave me this because I was like, look at my life. And this ain't me. This is the commandments. I'm living. The Most High is showing his promises through my life. This is Hebrew ethics. And when you live this, you get these. You get these up here. When you really doing this, you get these. You get Deuteronomy. You get the first half of Deuteronomy 28. Not this. Now notice how the blessings are shorter. You got 14 verses of blessings, and you got 40 some verses of curses, bro.
Man, them curses deep, man. Like
no, it keeps going. It's going on and on and on and on and on.
68.
I'm trying to tell you, but when you doing, and this is faith-based, right? I want to say this to you, family. This is faith-based, bro. You got to believe the Most High's promises. You got to believe it. That's called faith. You got to believe it. It's up here. Everything is up here. What the world calls manifestation, I don't think our people be understanding. See, this is something I talk to brothers about. This is something I talk about all the time myself. Bro, I really believe Yahweh. I really believe in the God that I claim to be mine. When I read Joel chapter 2 and verse 27, I really believe that. When I read Amos chapter 3 and verse 1, I really believe that. When I read Deuteronomy 7 and 6, I am fully persuaded in my mind, not only that he exists, but that he's going to do exactly what he said he's going to do. A lot of our problems, and the fact we don't begin increases because we wavering in faith. We don't really be believing that Yahweh said. Go to Romans 9 real quick. I know you got a precept, Zakar.
Yeah,
we bring this out all the time, but this is crazy. We don't believe it. Oh Lord, Romans 9, and let's just go straight to the point. Let's go to verse 4.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, starting at verse 4. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises.
The promises. Deuteronomy 28 is a promise both for righteousness and wickedness, bro. The Most High was promising, if you do my commandments, why do we teach the negative with so much vehemency and we believe the curses? You can't tell a brother we not cursed. But when a brother starts saying you can be blessed, though, why? If we can get cursed in this land, can we get blessed in this land? Ain't that balance? And then a brother be like, what? Hold up, you don't believe the first half of that? You only believe the second half of Deuteronomy 28? You don't believe the first half? That don't resonate with you? See, me, I like to think of myself as an optimistic brother. I believe the Most High. I believe him. Everything he said, good and bad. And this is the byproduct of that. Real deal faith. It'll take you places. I'm trying to tell you. I digress. I yield. You got it, Zakar. I know you wanted to bring out some precepts.
Oh yeah, Con. Just it just hit me when you said just saying how you came into the truth at 20 and you're 25 now, but pretty much it's saying how your life has been on a steady incline. Just put and we know your personal testimony about some of the stuff that you've been through, like being tried and everything. But this is the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Just I just went into that last night.
Oh yeah, see, like I said, King, like how you like you said, you went from a 590 to a 790, like, you feel me? In a year, King.
And I'm trying to tell you, it's like family. I'm not always. I'll be feeling kind of crazy when I'm talking about what be happening to me, because a lot of people want to see the good and they'd be like, man, you ain't never been through nothing, bro. My wife had just had my daughter. My daughter was colicky. I don't know if anybody's ever had a colic baby before. What a colic baby does is there's no way to soothe it. You cannot soothe the colic baby. They cry and they scream from the time they up to the time they take their nap and then go to sleep at night, bro. I was working a security job, third shift, for damn $15 an hour. Working 60-hour work weeks just to get by. I looked at my tax report last year. I brought in $25,000, bro. $25K. I had 2 children and a wife and a house that I was handling. You can't tell me the Most High don't exist. That was the Most High was making that shake. I was doing security work on the side partially. That wasn't making no dent though. And I survived that because I had faith in the Most High. You gotta understand this walk is faith-based. You are not going to make it if you don't have faith. You have to really believe in the Most High. You really have to believe in it. A college child. And my daughter didn't stop crying till she was 1. Till she was 1. She still whines, but not as much. But like the real colic, and I salute all the mothers and fathers that have been through a colic baby, bro. Because that's hell on earth. I ain't gonna hold you. That's in the Navy SEALs, when you go to BUDS, there's a certain segment throughout the training where they literally put you in a box and they blast babies screaming over the intercoms when you enter training as a torture training. You're literally being tortured when you got a baby that's screaming and you cannot, like, that's enough to drive you crazy. So I salute to all the mothers and fathers still got their wits after dealing with a colic baby, bro, because it's real. And it's probably the most difficult thing you can ever do, like, in your life. I done been to the military. I went through basic. I done been through a gas chamber, all of that. That was different. That was complete. That was some other shit that I ain't know could exist. Right? But nevertheless, through faith, we made it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have faith, bro. You got to. And yeah, the Sister Cherish said this thing's to help. Absolutely. I'm a herb man. I'm a personal trainer, a holistic health consultant, a nutritionist. I tried. I did the burping, the massaging, the gas herb tinctures to help the baby with the gas, because that's all it is gas. But that shit ain't work. Not for me, at least. That shit ain't work for us. That shit ain't working out one bit, bro. Had to suck it up for a whole year. Know what I mean? But nevertheless, through faith, bro. You gotta have some faith. And the Most High pull you through anything. For real. That's real talk. I mean, shit, it was at one point, what was I even doing? I was working like 2-3 jobs at one point. 2-3 jobs while I was in the truth. And I was teaching a soldiers class. This has got to be like 2021, 2020. None of the brothers on this channel was here. I can tell you. I was working 2-3 jobs. I only had one daughter at the time, but I still had my wife and I had my crib. 2020, 2021. Going nuts. That's what I was using, gripe water. And that shit ain't work, sis. That's exactly what I use, and that gripe water did not work on my daughter. That shit didn't work. I thought it was a scam. I took that shit back. This ain't working. But nevertheless, right? All praise to the Most High. My daughter, she's beautiful now. She was mean for a while. Now all she wanted to do is give hugs and kisses and all that. So all praise to the Most High. And one thing, right? The Most High tries you and puts hard shit in your life to stretch you and make you stronger and grow. Now, I got a daughter on the way in February. If she's colicky, I know how to handle that. I'm already mentally prepared enough to deal with it because I've been through it. And that's what this life thing is about. The Most High is trying you and refining you and making you stronger. It's just when you in those situations, you got to be able to put yourself in that mindset. Yeah, the Most High is trying me right now. Sirach 2. Y'all know that. Sirach 2 and went all the way down, bro. The Most High puts you in those situations to make you stronger. We got to understand it when we in those things now. Now, I'm not tripping on another college, baby. I know how to get out. I know what to do. I'm already ready to rock and roll mentally and physically. So, that's why you got to be thankful. Let's go to 1 Peter, right? And I'm going to end on this. That's right. All right, let's go to 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 12. The Most High is perfect in everything he do. You just got to trust him, and that's all he wants.
You said 1 Peter 4 and 12, King?
Con,
this is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4 and verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
When bad shit start happening and hard shit start happening until you don't trip, right? Don't think, hey, why is this happening to me? As an Israelite, you shouldn't be asking, why is this happening to me? That shouldn't even be in your vocabulary. Why me? Why me? You shouldn't be having woes me parties as an Israelite. It's a part of your life. The Most High is making you stronger. Keep reading.
Verse 13. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Understand that, because when Christ comes back, that's what's going to make it sweet. Because you earned it. You went through all this hell, all this hot water while you was on earth. And then when Christ comes back, it's like, my relief is finally here. And you appreciate it. You appreciate salvation. I don't know about y'all, but Lord willing, I'm a part of that elect. I'm going to sincerely appreciate salvation from this captivity. Because this shit is stupid. This shit is absolutely asinine. Like, sincerely, like, thank you. Like, oh my God. But in the meantime, you got to stand on business. In the meantime, you got to really stand on your own 10 while you're down here. This is just a part of the process. These are the trying grounds. And y'all ever watch Hunger Games? This is Hunger Games. This is the real life Hunger Games, bro. As an Israelite, that's when you get abducted and put in that dome. Fight for your life. That's what this is, man.
Yeah, it's like you got to endure till the end. You know what I mean? AKA Squid Games.
Facts.
Facts.
Hey, King, let me get one more precept just based on just through the spirit, just building off of what you're talking about. All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. I'm going to start at the top, probably read through verse 6. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of God, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery, and their going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For God proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering.
That's a fact. That's a cold precept, right? Because what do we have as Israelites? All we got is hope and faith. That's it. That's all we got. Hope and faith. And that's a beautiful thing because there's a reward for that hope and that faith. There's a reward for that. It's everlasting life. Do y'all ever really just sit and meditate on what everlasting life looks like? To never die, to never get sick, to never get a sore throat, to never get indigestion, to never get a sinus infection, never get an earache, never have your teeth aching, no more joint pain.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The brother works hard. This brother be working 60-hour weeks. Never having to worry about your lower back and your sciatica nerve pain again. Right? Never having to worry about mental health again. Never having to worry about any outburst, like complete peace in the earth, bro. Do y'all ever just sit down and really just meditate on it? That's what comes with enduring just. I got one more precept. Holy Spirit ain't gonna let me stop just yet. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's go to, what is that precept? St. Paul's epistle. Second Corinthians 4:17. That's what I want. Until the 2 Corinthians 4:17, family. When you think about human life, really human life is really short. 70 years. Most humans got 70 to 75 years to live, right? That's about how much they give us. That's short. That's a short amount of time compared to eternity. Your mind can't even wrap itself around eternity. I've tried. I've sat and meditated on eternity and what that looks like to never die, and I can't wrap my mind around it. Maybe y'all can. I can't. Because I meditate on these spiritual things like, man, what does it look like to never have another ghetto? What does that look like? Like, wherever you go, your fellow Black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child are respected. You know how you kind of put your head down when you're walking past white folks just out of that trained subconscious inferiority to them? Imagine that being flipped, switched, and reversed, but to all races of people. When they come in, they say, "Excuse me, my lord." They open the door for you, hold it until you leave. And then they try to run and sprint and beat you to your car and open up the doors for you and all your family. And then they make sure and they close each and every single door. And then they wave you off as you go away. And then go back to what they was doing. Like, do y'all think about, I'll be thinking about this stuff like, wow, imagine you got Moab, she doing your toes. You got another Moabite doing one hand. You got an East Indian back there cooking up the best curry in the land. I like Indian food. I think it tastes quite magnificent. They in the kitchen, they cooking, right? You got the Hamites, they over in the corner making up the finest dress for your wife and children, right? They sewing it up, they using the finest linens in all of the earth, and factory making it for your wife, getting her measurements, put it on her, make sure it fit. If it don't fit, they get back to it and redo the whole thing. You know that. I be thinking about this stuff, bro. I really be sitting here like, man, like this is gonna be beautiful. You walk outside, you got the most beautiful vineyard, and neither you or none of your family. The brother said I'm going off because I like Elamite food. Damn. I'm going the hell off then because that shit fire. I ain't gonna hold you. East Indian food is probably like top 3 cuisines that I mess with. I ain't gonna hold you. Some garlic naan. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, but I gotta say this. How could that be said when do we even know what our native Hebrew food was? Because last I checked, what we've been eating on the plantation was given to us by Edomites. So
no cap.
I'm got to support my eye on this one. Like, hey, I mean, can't cut my head like that. Like we, hey, I'm just saying, like, what did we originally eat in Israel before we got shipped off all over the world? Because my Puerto Rican brothers and sisters is eating Puerto Rican food. You know what I mean? My Mexican, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So if that's the case, we eating everybody food. But
you know what I mean? Since
we don't know our culture, we don't know where we're from, how do we know what we ate?
I'm trying to tell you.
Just saying.
I'm busting down some garlic naan, bro. I'm just going to be going off, bro. If brothers call me and say what we eating, I'm saying East Indian food. I won't F with East Indian food. All right, I love you. I'll catch you on the rebound.
Yo, that Mediterranean fire, man.
I'm telling you why.
Hey,
what?
Hey, I go after this, man. When that sun drop off, man, yo, Italian. Go to Italian later.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm gonna give y'all my top 3. I'm gonna give y'all my top 3, and this gonna bug y'all out, but that's okay. Moab, Chinese food is my favorite cuisine, bro. Brothers finna baptize me. That's cool. I'll take it. Right. Moabite food first, and Moab / Ammon. Chinese and Japanese food. Look, it's hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not that brother that's gonna lie to you.
I got mine right after yours.
Moab and Ammon, number 1, right? Italian food, number 2. Bro, you're not telling me you passing up no brick oven pizza, bro. Stop lying. Stop lying to me, bro. I don't believe you. Some chicken Alfredo. Chicken Alfredo is my favorite food and my favorite dish ever. Ever. Like ever. Anything I've ever eaten, chicken Alfredo, bro. And then 3rd, East Indian food, bro. It's fantastic. It's phenomenal, bro. I have a party on my tongue, pause no diddy, anytime I eat one of these cuisines, bro. I literally close my eyes and they roll to the back when I'm eating it. Pause. Nobody clip that. Right? Man. So it's amazing, though. It's amazing. So it is what it is. Brothers can baptize me.
Man, I gotta say,
scripts, but it is what it is.
It's lucky. I gotta say, man, mine's number 1, soul food. 2, Puerto Rican food. 3, Italian. 4, Mediterranean. And 5, there has been a couple of African dishes that I've had. I just don't know the name of them. So, you know, I got to throw that on there. But that's my joints right there. And minus the pork and the fish without scales and fins. Minus all that. You know, throw that on there. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as that food lawful and seasoned to the gods, I ain't got no preference.
Still, some of them seasonings are kind of horrible. Like some of this, like I ain't gonna front, like, you know, much respect to my my bros and my brothers and whatnot, but I ain't gonna lie. When I first I'm from Buffalo, New York. For those that don't know, I'm from Buffalo, New York. I moved to Atlanta when I was 18, and I've been there for about a decade. Then I came to Texas. So out of those 2 moves that I made, when I was in New York, I never met a Mexican until I moved to Atlanta. I've been around Puerto Ricans, you know what I mean? So when I had, so-called Mexican food, it was nasty to me. I ain't even gonna lie, because they don't use the same spices and seasonings. You know what I mean? Like it's certain things that they don't use in a dish that Puerto Ricans do. So I spit it out. It was gross. It took me, and it's still certain things that I don't think I could rock with. But I had, there you go. But you know, it's like one of those things, man. It's one of those things. Like I had no idea, man. It shocked me because I even thought they spoke the same. I said, yo, I'm in class speaking to some Mexicans with Puerto Rican dialect, and they don't know what I'm saying. I feel crazy. I'm like, yo, like, yeah. So, yo, it's real like that, man. Like, not every dish tastes the same, of course, but you know, to Azari's point, you know, as long as it's lawful, but still, man, some of that stuff it just don't hit right. Like,
I'm trying to tell you. I ain't gonna lie.
No disrespect, man. Much love.
Some Issachar restaurants be ass, bro. I'm just gonna
kind of like Issachar. I should have said that. Yeah.
The food is bland, bro. Like I've had a real taco, right? A real taco, steak, cilantro, onion, lime. I said, bro, when I bit it, I said this is horrible. It tastes like absolutely nothing, and I'm kind of pissed off right now. So I went to another spot. I said, let me try it again. I said, damn, this is horrible again. I would never eat under the taco. And I was in Atlanta and I had one and I was like, thank God somebody had a good taco, bro, because I was finna call Victor. I was finna call every Mexican I knew. And they was finna hear my mouth and my grapes about how terrible Mexican food was, bro. I'm so serious, fam. Like, I was like, bro, this is absolutely horrible. But it's all in the seasoning, right? If you ain't sneezing, you ain't seasoned. You know what I mean? So yeah, everything go back to the season. For sure.
Long live Goya.
Yeah, trying to tell you, man. But I do love Mexican food again. It took a restaurant to bring me back though, because I'm a food connoisseur. I'm what they call a foodie. Pause. Right, so I be experimenting. I'm like, bro, I got a very refined palate, bro. I even still give my wife hell on her food. I give her hell. I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. She'll tell you. She'll tell you, bro. I be give it, bro. She cooks. She like, how it tastes, babe. I'm like, so I ain't gonna hold you, babe. Like, I don't know what you season this with, but it may have needed some salt, some garlic powder, some onion powder. Maybe you should have used some sazon. I don't know what the hell you was in that kitchen doing, Shotty, but this ain't it, bro.
Hey, but you ate it first, though, right? You ate it first, though, right? That was the aftermath. You're not gonna talk and not eat it. That ain't gonna happen. You go eat it, and then you gonna be like, all right, look, I just want to. It was cool, but yeah.
I'm telling you, I do not play when it comes to food, bro. Like, and I'm not gonna give you no sorry recommendations for no. Like, people will come to me and like respectfully, like, Ashara, like, what's a good restaurant to go to? Because they know I'm not gonna boot. Like, I don't just eat BS, bro, for real. Especially if I'm paying my money. Nah, this shit better taste like a 5-star restaurant, bro. Real talk. Nah, I ain't even playing her face, bro. Some stuff. I remember one thing she made. I love my wife, man. I was like, I ain't even eat it, bro. I put it back in the microwave and she looked at me and she's like, it wasn't good. I was like, hell no. Nah. I'm not gonna eat it if that shit's up. I ain't gonna hold you. But I do give good feedback, like, so that, you know, it's better next time. Like, even when I ask her, like, I grill, I be on the grill. I'd be like, hey, babe, how you think? Like, what is it hitting on? And I be wanting the truth. Like, is it burnt? Is it not tender? What is it? Like, tell me, did it suck? I want to know, bro. Because I like constructive criticism. Because you only get better by constructive criticism, bro. For real.
Hey, real quick, Shalaki, what to those that's not been married, that never been married or is aspiring to be married, I'm just gonna put this out there, and bros come through if you got something to chime in on this. If I'm wrong, I accept it. But in order for Ishayar to be able to still be alive right now in front of us, after, speaking his truth to his wife, it only works if there's a common ground of understanding that he's not coming from a southpaw place, that he's not coming from a malicious place. She understands that that's his position with food. You know, she has to hold her peace in some regard, because I'm pretty sure sometimes she probably wanted to, a couple times. But it's the understanding that he means well.
It's love.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and also it's to better her, her place in the kitchen. As far as, and I say this in this way, hold on, don't move too fast, y'all. I'm saying place in the kitchen as far as like that's her zone. Like that's like sometimes like me, like my place in the studio, like I'm in the zone, like I'm cooking up. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in my element, my spot. You know, some people have that place of their zoning, wherever that is, that's their place. You know, I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. I'm just saying like,
yeah, flow state.
Correct. You know, like while she's slaving over the stove and things like that, her heart is in position to saying, man and my children gonna love this. I can't wait till he try this. You know what I'm saying? And then when he does and he truly enjoys it, that gives a utopia for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they make you want to keep going at it and things like that. And it's the communication factor, not a barrier. Communication factor that grows that even better. You can't be lying off the bat, and then later on you come, you
gonna suffer, bro,
around the block and be like, I didn't really like that. She's like, wait a minute, I thought you did, you know, and that could bring some friction. So
hold on, now. Let me add to you. You gotta be a man, bro. You gotta be a man, bro. You gotta be a man, bro. I'm not suffering in my house, bro. I'm not gonna have a plate in front of me, and this is terrible, bro. It's not happening. It's not happening.
I'm saying, being real,
it's simple as that.
Honest.
But she know I love her to death. And my wife, she cooks some amazing dishes, bro. She cooks something like, I don't even know what the hell what did she make that one time? It was like she makes an amazing fish and grits, number one. She makes an amazing Alfredo. Like I told you, I can eat Alfredo for the rest of my life. So she's mastered that. Absolutely phenomenal. Right? I mean absolutely phenomenal. She makes an amazing fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, collards, trying to tell you. Absolutely amazing. But again, you gotta be a man, bro. If your wife ain't hitting it right, bro, you gotta get in there with her. You gotta get in there with her. Everybody didn't grow up the same, and everybody's parents didn't use the same spices, right? Like, let's say Lael, when he gets married, right, and he gets a wife, maybe his wife didn't grow up like Cece. She don't know all of the tricks of the trade and the different seasonings that's gonna make it taste like, oh my God, somebody put their foot in this. So you got to get in there with her and see, okay, well, what seasonings are you using? Taste it along the way. That way y'all growing together. See what I'm saying? So it's got to be a group effort. But don't be lying, bro. Don't lie.
Hey, watch this. Watch how all of this that we just said about our wives' food, the cooking, to credit. Watch this. So you go home every day to your wife, right? But if you don't deposit anything into your wife, you're gonna have bad credit with your wife. You know what I'm saying? And then check this out though. You still living with your wife, so it's not like your wife got repoed to another man, which can't happen. What I'm saying is, if your bad credit with your wife could be very taxing and much more expensive for you to put in to develop a better credit score. See, it's easy to drop that score, but it's harder to gain the score. So if you came in with pure deposits, honesty, love, great communication, understanding, you're gonna have a very fruitful loan.
It's got to be trust, bro. That's what credit is. It's trust. So you got to have trust. You know what I'm saying? So again, like the sister Barb said, bro, she gonna keep making that terrible food if you don't never say nothing, bro. You're gonna forever suffer. You're gonna suffer if you don't tell her, it sucked, babe. I love you, but this is garbage, and I'm not gonna eat it again. So whatever you did, don't do it again. Now, I'm hard. I'm hard. So my wife, she's grown into that though. At first, she was like, why are you always so harsh all the time? That's just me. But hey, this is what I'm gonna start saying. I wouldn't disrespect you with a lie, baby. But this sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Is there such thing as good trouble?
You know what I'm saying? That's smooth. But you got to tell the truth, bro. You got to tell the truth. You got to be honest, bro. And you got to have some trust there. Like, I'm not being malicious with this, but baby, I mean, damn, what did you use? For real. This is not it.
But sisters, I gotta say this, Shalakia, sisters. If you now you can't ask one thing and then push it away and keep wondering why you're not receiving what you're asking for.
Facts.
If you're asking for honesty, you have to build yourself up enough to take the honesty. Because if you get it now, mind delivery is king on this. I get it.
For sure.
However, if the honesty is coming to you, don't beat the man, woman, don't beat the person up, because it goes more than just cooking, right? But I'm just saying, like, in this sense, cooking, don't beat him up because he told you the real. Now, if he told you, hey, babe, I didn't really like this that much. Is there anything that we can do to spiff this up better? Or you want to go on YouTube? You know, at least he's being honest and working with you to get it right. Because if you're too sensitive, like, then you're going to be wondering why your marriage is diminishing in different ways. Because it could start there and end up other. Because you're like, okay, if he was honest with me on that and I took it like that and I came at him like that, but I noticed he's not being honest about anything else. So I'm sure nothing's perfect around here. What is he not telling me? What is he not being honest with me about? And then it goes from there. Then when you want him to be honest genuinely, it's going to be harder for you to get the honesty out of him because of the reaction that you give him. That's why you have such things like, i.e., man caves and men gatherings for longer times than you would want him to be doing it. Because some men, like the men I work with, a lot of them don't want to go home.
Yeah, they don't want to be around you.
They don't want to they don't want to put up with it, because it's like, all right, but you could be honest with us though, right? It has to be a two-way street, because we could take it a lot better in a certain way, but still, you have to be completely transparent with each other. It's never just one-sided. So whatever you got to do, pray on it, get some scriptures on, building your internal and mental strength up, within your relationship to be able to handle constructive criticism. Because if you could take it from your boss, you could definitely take it from your husband. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, delivery is king. Brothers, you can't be all belligerent, with it like Ike Turner. That's not the move. You know what I mean? That's not the move. You know what I mean? What is that? Harmless as a dove, wise as a serpent. You gotta come like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah. So you know your wife, you know your husband. So use those tools and sharpen them.
Scripture says your world according to knowledge, right? It takes a level of maturity on both ends, right? So the husband has to be emotionally mature enough to understand his wife and understand that there's a tone that I have to approach my wife with, so that she doesn't take it and get offended, right? But also the wife has to understand that my husband, it's my job to serve him, right? So with that being said, I'm going to take this constructive criticism he's giving me and I'm going to get better. And that takes maturity. All women are not mature enough to be able to do that, right? So it takes a level of emotional maturity and emotional intelligence on both parties to get stuff done, right? So yeah, and like the sister Cherry said, we need to get back to that. Hey, y'all sisters, y'all need to start making YouTube videos. Sister Barb, it's plenty of stuff for y'all sisters to do, bro. Y'all could be teaching YouTube channels on sewing, how to cook. You know how many sisters can't cook? You know how many sisters didn't? A lot of our sisters did not grow up being taught how to be a wife. You sisters that's on the channel today, especially you older sisters, y'all need to fill in that role the same way we fill in a role needed. Y'all got a role. Fill in a role. You got to fill it in. Get your camera. You ain't even got to put your face in it, because I know a lot of sisters camera shy, or you think you don't look that great, whatever the case may be. You don't even got to do that. Just angle the camera when you're chopping the food up, seasoning it, putting it in the pot, pan, searing it, frying, whatever. But we need that. We need that. Because y'all sisters, y'all know what us Black, Hispanic, and Native American men like to taste. So y'all make the videos. Get creative and measure out y'all seasonings for the sisters who can't eyeball stuff. You know what I mean? All the sisters ain't got that skill. Yeah.
Right.
Why haven't I heard of a Hebrew Israelite woman cookbook? Why ain't heard of that? Why
Hey,
haven't I
real
heard of
quick.
it? Okay, all praise. I'm gonna hold you to that too, Sister Bart. Don't be making open promises. I'm gonna hold you to it.
Hey, real quick, I just want to say to the kings out there, deposit. When I say deposit into your wife, you know, some may take it in different ways, but I'm just gonna put it specifically like this. You know, reward your wife in more ways than one, and not just do it when she did something good for you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
Don't
for
do it
sure.
just because she made you a fire dish. You know what I mean? Make her want to make that fire dish. You know what I mean? Like, it's because I ain't gonna lie, when I first came into the truth, I didn't get it right. You know what I mean? Like, as far as that kind of, I thought it was a certain way. I'm not trying to say too much, but I thought of it as a certain way to where it was kind of a lopsided deal. I didn't really like pour into it like that, but it's totally masculine for a man to be just as great to his wife as she is unto him. Because
For
I've
sure.
noticed in some camps, not many, but some camps kind of overdo it with the non-balance factor. Like, women serve your husbands, that's true. But it's not too much of men pour into your wives as well, so she can feel good about doing it. Because women are very into feelings and emotion. If they're not feeling it from you, if they don't, you know, feel the love, or you wouldn't want to do anything if you didn't feel the love. You know what I mean? So it's a way to do it, but you know, keep your manhood together too. Don't be a simple about it. You know what I mean? You gotta, you gotta show appreciation. It's like giving thanks to the Most High, not just cause He gave you a promotion or got you a beautiful family. Give thanks even when He's seen it coming, but give thanks even when He didn't see it coming. Give thanks for something that happened in the past, or something that may happen in the future that hasn't came yet, or even just waking up. You know what I mean? Pour it in so you can receive back, and don't do it just because you're going to receive it back. Do it because you know that it's a beautiful thing to do. Now, if she don't receive it, that's something that y'all got to work on and build with. But fellas, you have to pour into your wives, man. You know what I mean? It's not just you serve me, you serve me. Well, then she's like, what about me? It's not about you. When you serve me, it's yes, she served, but you also have to lead. You know what I mean? You can't have your guidance, your roadmap guidance without feeding the guidance what it needs to get you there. You know what I'm saying? So I know we joke and play and stuff, but that's real talk. You know what I mean? It's definitely a balance to it. And fellas, you know, that's what we would have to do to make sure that they're protected. Yeah, be affectionate, you know, but whatever is great for her, because some women are not affectionate like that. You know, everybody's different. But yes, affectionate in different ways, but just pour into it. You know what I mean? Like, let her know that, you know, she's appreciated even when she didn't do anything that day, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I did that lesson on the biblical husband, right? Because that goes what the brother was saying. That goes into Sirach when it says to be continually with the godly man and one who you'll know to hold it down when you during let me get the precept. Slacking. So I'm having a brain fart right now. But the scriptures talk about exactly what this brother just said, right? Let's go to Sirach 37:12. That's exactly why I did that lesson, though, because yeah, brothers are misogynistic in our community, bro. I mean, shit. It's a lot of brothers in this community that are not my kind of brew. I'm gonna just put it that way. It's a lot of niggas I would not kick it with ever in life. So this is Sirach 37:12, right? But be continually with the godly man whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind. Right? Meaning y'all in agreement, y'all on one accord, y'all on one page. If y'all on one accord, that brother is going to be treating you as he would want to be treated. That's how that go, right? But also, and will start with the if thou shalt miscarry, right? Now, what does that mean? Is that just saying only when you miscarry? No, that's saying when you in a downtime, when you get into that womanly mode where your emotions are overcoming you, he's going to provide that balance and be able to pull you out of that. That's what that's going into, right? And a part of that is building up your woman and appreciating her, right? And building her. Because the women, they've been through trauma just like we've been through trauma in America. We all effed up. We all effed up over here, all of us, men, women, and children. We all cooked. So we all need help, and we all need to provide an equal amount of grace for each other. Right? That's the balance. A lot of brothers, they are misogynistic and they narcissistic. That's why I went into that lesson, bro, specifically. Now, sisters, y'all ain't safe though. I just ain't got to y'all yet. Y'all ain't safe. I'm gonna get on y'all too. Just know, right? But I don't know a lot of you sisters. Y'all won't mind though, because y'all righteous. Y'all know what time it is. But I got something for y'all too. I'm gonna get on y'all. But nevertheless, yes, brothers, y'all need to be gracious and build up your woman, bro. A woman is an oven, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Ovens you have to warm up. Y'all take the information and do with it as you will. Yeah. Unfortunately, I live in the South, and ain't no Guyanese people down here in Tennessee. So I'm gonna have to come to New York for that. Because obviously, when they was immigrating into America, they didn't stop in Tennessee. It's a lot of Mexicans here, though. A lot of Mexicans. A lot of Mexicans. And that's why I had so much terrible Mexican food. I'm like, how y'all got straight Mexicans back here and y'all can't make a taco? But I digress. Oh, yeah, all praises. All praise. Shalom to Sister Barb too. I saw you come in a little bit later. Shalom to you, sister. Shabbat shalom. And everybody else that's in the chat, all praises. Brothers, have anything else they want to get off? Hey, credit is a necessity, family. Credit is a necessity. Y'all good? All praises to the Most High, right? So yeah, family, I hope y'all got edified today. I hope y'all learned something, right? Something that got y'all going, got some tools today, right, to help build your life up and get better in life, right? All praise to the Most High. So with that, I say Shabbat Shalom, family. Thank y'all for coming on. I love y'all. Y'all stay prayed up, fast, right? And keep growing. Keep growing. Keep going. And pray for some faith. I don't know if y'all looking at the news, but make sure y'all asking the Heavenly Father for some faith because it's going down, right? All praise to the Most High. I love y'all, family, and I'll see y'all next week. Shabbat Shalom.
Took a step in my life, I'm standing 10 toes. Approaching trials and tribulations like a king do. Always focused and working up on my end goal. Charge it to the game before I ran into that end.
Shout out my elders working, trying to get together, making sure we do it better. Free us from this wider pressure. My people catching cases, double life he facing. Scattered all across the world, I see familiar faces. Say we all.